Get into your shot quick. So any double move here, straight into your jumper.
Finish at the ring, protects me. He's got my back on the defensive end.
Full stride. It's going to be a really tough team to stop.
On the run, Giddey pulls.
Who would have thought that the youngest player to record a triple-double in NBA history was once underrated in talent, endured a tough childhood, sleeping on a worn-out mattress while his father struggled to make a living in the NBL? Overcoming hardship, Josh Giddey fought his way to becoming a top-tier star, now living in sky-high wealth, owning a Chicago mansion rivaling R. Kelly's, and a gleaming $500,000 supercar collection in his garage. Yet, the shadow of the 2023 scandal, rumors of a relationship with an underage girl, nearly destroyed everything. With his reputation and impressive fortune in hand, Josh Giddey let it all blow over smoothly and continues to lead the Chicago Bulls to stunning victories. How did this Australian star execute his plan? And what hidden power does this young man, who's made waves in the NBA, possess? Right now, let's dive into the life of Josh Giddey, the new future of the Chicago Bulls. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give us a like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the top-tier stories of basketball's biggest stars, a childhood rejected by the state team. Josh Giddey, the name now tied to spectacular shots and rare talent in the NBA, was once a skinny kid growing up in Yarraville, a Melbourne suburb in Australia. Born on October 10, 2002, into a basketball-soaked family, his father, Warwick, was a longtime Melbourne Tigers player in the NBL, while his mother, Kim, played for the Women's Tigers in the WNBL. But don't picture an easy childhood with a ball always in hand. The Giddey family wasn't wealthy, and Warwick was often away due to a packed game schedule, leaving Josh and his sister Hannah with long days of waiting. He grew up in a small Yarraville house where the sound of a bouncing ball on the concrete court out back was the only thing breaking the silence of lonely afternoons. From a young age, Josh clung to the ball like a friend. But the road to basketball wasn't always smooth. He was rejected by the Victoria State team 3 times during youth tryouts, according to SB Nation. Each rejection email was a stab to that tender heart. Once again, I'm not good enough, he might have thought, standing quietly as other kids were chosen. But instead of crumbling, Josh turned pain into fuel. He threw himself into training, skinny legs running endlessly on the court, hands shooting until night fell, just to prove he belonged. At 16, his last shot came at the East Coast Challenge. It was a do-or-die moment. He knew another failure could shatter his dream. With every ounce of grit, Josh shone, earning a spot on the state team, a turning point that changed his life. Later, he moved to the NBA Global Academy in Canberra, leaving his family for a dorm life. At an age when most kids lean on their parents, Josh faced loneliness, grueling practices, and the pressure to improve daily. "They're not here to win, they're here to develop me," he once said of his academy coaches. But behind those words were nights lying in bed, missing his mom's call to dinner. Josh didn't just battle himself, but an unpolished frame. At 6 feet 8 inches, but reed thin, he was often overpowered by bigger opponents. Yet he learned to use smarts and finesse to compensate. Laser-precise passes, game reading beyond his years, those came from hours watching his dad play, soaking in every lesson. By the time he signed with the Adelaide 36ers in 2020, he was ready to face men twice his age, though his heart still carried the tremor of a kid once rejected. The real test began when he stepped into the NBA. From a rejected boy to a sought-after talent, Josh Giddey faced pressure, injuries, and off-court storms. Yet amid adversity, he didn't just survive. He exploded into one of the Chicago Bulls' brightest stars, youngest NBA player with a triple-double. Josh entered the pro scene with the Adelaide 36ers in the NBL in 2020 at 17. With his 6'8" frame and sharp vision, he quickly stood out, averaging 10.9 points, 7.3 rebounds, and leading the league with 7.6 assists per game. He became the youngest Australian to notch a triple-double, a dazzling start. But when the Oklahoma City Thunder picked him 6th in the 2021 NBA draft, the real pressure hit. An 18-year-old, far from family, facing the planet's toughest league, that's when dreams met reality. In his rookie season, he shocked the world as the youngest in NBA history to record a triple-double at 19, but a hip injury in February 2022 cut his year short. Watching from the sidelines as teammates played, he wondered if he had what it took to stay. The 2022-23 season was a leap forward. Josh averaged 16.6 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 6.2 assists, with 28 double-doubles and 4 triple-doubles. But not everything was perfect. Critics targeted his weak three-point shooting and exploited his defense. Some nights, he left the court with heavy eyes, feeling he wasn't enough. Then, the November 2023 scandal struck, allegations of an inappropriate relationship with a minor. Though Newport Beach police found no evidence to charge him in January 2024, the stain led to boos at every away game. Those were dark days when jeers drowned out the ball's bounce, and he locked himself in his room to rediscover faith. But Josh didn't fold. Traded to the Chicago Bulls in June 2024 for Alex Caruso, he found a fresh start. In the 2024-25 season, he erupted, especially post-All-Star break. Averaging 22.6 points, 10.3 rebounds, 9.1 assists, and shooting 54.3%. He joined a rare group of 10 players with 15-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, 15-plus assists, and 5-plus steals in a game. His half-court shot to beat the Lakers on March 20th, 2025 wasn't just a win. It was proof he'd risen from the darkness to shine brilliantly. On-court success is only part of the tale. Off the court, Josh Giddey is building a staggering financial empire. From million-dollar salaries to lucrative endorsement deals, lavish real estate to a top-tier car collection, the boy from a modest Melbourne family has become a true millionaire. Spending tens of millions to buy a famous singer's home, when he was picked 6th by the Oklahoma City Thunder in the 2021 NBA draft, his 4-year, $27.2 million rookie contract marked the first turning point, lifting him from a poor kid to a young millionaire. He earned $6 million in his first year, and by the 2024-25 season, his salary soared to $8.35 million after moving to the Chicago Bulls in the Alex Caruso trade. But that's not all. Forbes estimates he raked in an extra $4 million in 2024 from endorsement deals with Nike, JBL, and Gatorade. From near zero, Josh Giddey's net worth is now pegged at $10 million by Celebrity Net Worth as of early 2025, a staggering figure for a 22-year-old, proof of his relentless rise. Real estate, the vision of a winner. Josh isn't just a star on the basketball court, he's a sharp-eyed real estate investor. One of his first marks was a $1 million home in Oklahoma City, bought while he was with the Thunder. It wasn't just any house, it was a symbol of stability built after years away from his Australian family. Set in a quiet neighborhood, this modern home boasts a gleaming glass facade, a spacious backyard with greenery, and a wide-open view of the city skyline. He once stood in the living room, gazing out the big window, thinking of lonely Canberra nights, and telling himself, "I've made it." To him, it's not just a home, it's evidence of his journey from nothing to the top. But Josh's real estate ambitions didn't stop there. A 2024 X post sent shockwaves online, claiming he'd shelled out $15 million to buy the Chicagoland mansion once owned by R. Kelly. Though unconfirmed by mainstream sources like ESPN or NBA.com, the rumor still stirred buzz. The mansion sits in Chicago's posh suburbs, sprawling with an indoor pool, shimmering under lights, a cutting-edge recording studio, and even a mini theater. If true, it's a bold move by Josh, a statement that he doesn't just want to live, but to live like an icon. Picture him on the ebony balcony, Lake Michigan breezes blowing through, overlooking a lush garden, feeling the fruits of grueling practice days. Even if it's just a rumor, the idea of Josh owning such a historic property paints him as Chicago's new king. Car collection, speed and class. If real estate is his solid foundation, Josh Giddey's car collection is the roaring flame, showcasing his personality and love for speed. With million-dollar paychecks and steady endorsement cash, he's turned his garage into a living museum, valued at around $296,000 by Clutch Points in December 2024, though the real figure might be higher. The cheapest in his lineup is a Chevrolet Corvette C8, costing $60,000. Don't let the price fool you. With a 6.2-liter V8 pumping out 490 horsepower, this beast roars. Imagine Josh cruising Chicago streets, streetlights glinting off its glossy black paint, the engine's rumble echoing like a symphony of power and freedom. Next up is the Land Rover Range Rover Sport, a $95,000 SUV he uses for daily drives. With plush leather interiors, heated seats, and rugged off-road capability, it's the comfort he deserves after intense games. He's parked it outside United Center, stepping out in a Bulls jacket, a quiet emblem of success. But the crown jewel is his BMW M8 Competition Coupe, a $141,000 ride. Its 4.4-liter V8, churning out 617 horsepower, blends speed and sophistication. Per Lambo Cars, it's Josh's baby, often popping up in his Instagram shots, parked by his Oklahoma home or slicing through highways at sunset. That's not all. YuliLowen.com reveals he also owns a Mercedes-Benz G63 AMG and a Mercedes-Benz GLS 600, pushing his collection's value near $600,000. From pedaling a creaky old bike on Yarraville streets, tires groaning under the weight of his dreams, to steering million-dollar machines, Josh has turned life into a racetrack where he doesn't just compete, he leads. People watch him from courts to highways and wonder, could I write a story like that too? Spending millions on gambling and shopping. One of Josh's biggest passions is poker, and it has to be at high-end casinos. He once told Sportskeeda that as an NBA rookie, he turned to poker to unwind during the grueling 82-game season and endless flights. For him, it's not just a game, it's an art, sitting at an ebony table, cards in hand, eyes sharp as he reads opponents. Picture him in a Las Vegas casino, warm golden lights shining down, a top-shelf whiskey by his side, the clink of chips ringing like a glamorous symphony. It's how he turns downtime into a lavish adventure where money isn't just numbers, it's a ticket to a thrilling world. Josh also has a fierce love for fashion, not just any kind, but one-of-a-kind pieces from top designers. He's often seen on Instagram rocking Gucci jackets, Balenciaga shoes, or Saint Laurent sunglasses, items that easily eat up thousands per shopping spree. To him, fashion is a way to express himself off the court, the voice of a young man unafraid to stand out in a crowd. Maybe, as he adjusts a jacket worth a month's salary for most, he feels the confidence only luxury can bring. He's also a die-hard Aussie sports fan, especially AFL football. Once a Hawthorn Hawks supporter, he switched to the Collingwood Magpies when his idol Tom Mitchell joined in 2023. He doesn't just watch on TV, he spends to fly back to Australia, sitting in VIP seats at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, where the roar of 90,000 fans mixes with the game's whistle. It's a moment of pure joy, cold beer in hand, eyes sparkling as his team scores. For Josh, those trips aren't just cheering, they're reliving childhood superstar style. These are Josh Giddey's hobbies and passions, gathered from various sources. If you want more behind-the-scenes details about his life, we encourage you to explore other sources for the most accurate info. But no matter how much money, fame, or luxury one has, no one escapes a scandal's destructive force. On a November day in 2023, everything flipped in a way even Josh Giddey couldn't foresee. From a promising young talent, he suddenly became the eye of a media storm, one that didn't just threaten his career, but gambled his honor and future. Scandal with a minor. It all started on November 22, 2023, when an anonymous social media account dropped photos and videos showing Josh Giddey, then 21, looking cozy with a girl allegedly underage. Per ESPN, the images spread fast, with a Snapchat caption reading, "Just slept with Josh Giddey," alongside a clip of him calling her my girl in a nightclub. Rumors exploded. The girl, said to be Liv Cook, was only 15 or 16 when it happened in 2021, when Giddey was 19. The basketball world was stunned. A rising star, the youngest to record an NBA triple-double, now labeled a criminal? The fire spread faster than anyone could douse it. On November 24th, the NBA launched an investigation, and Newport Beach, California police stepped in. Giddey emerged from practice stone-faced, muttering, "No comment," to pressing reporters. Thunder coach Mark Daigneault called it a personal matter and clammed up. But the public wasn't forgiving. At every away game, from Minnesota to Dallas, boos and jeers erupted when he touched the ball. Online, he was compared to Karl Malone, an NBA legend with a similar scandal, and cruel jokes spread like wildfire. Some sympathized, suggesting he'd been misled about her age in an 18-plus club. Others didn't care. To them, he was a moral failure. In January 2024, Newport Beach police concluded there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute, closing the case after failing to corroborate criminal activity. The girl's family, represented by famed lawyer Gloria Allred, refused to cooperate. By May, the NBA wrapped its probe with no punishment. But the cost to Josh went beyond legal rulings. Weet-Bix, a major brand that once tapped him as a face, quietly dropped him from campaigns. At 22, joining the Bulls, the boos still trailed him, an unshakable shadow. In a rare post-game interview after a Mavericks loss in May 2024, he nearly broke down. "It's the biggest challenge I've ever faced, mentally overlooked the most." Those words carried the pain of a young man judged before being heard. Josh Giddey's scandal wasn't just a legal issue, it was a public opinion war, where truth sometimes got twisted by emotion. He may be innocent in the law's eyes, but to the crowd, his image took an irreparable hit. From a next-gen hero, he's now a costly lesson on fame's price. As the game whistle blows, you can't help but wonder, can one mistake erase a whole dream? For Josh, the answer hangs in the air like a final shot in a nail-biter. Though he escaped the investigation's spiral, the scandal's echoes still loom over Josh Giddey's life. It didn't just change how people see him, it likely shifted how he sees himself. Once a carefree young talent stepping into the spotlight, he now retreats to the shadows, guarding his private life, steering clear of controversies that could threaten his career. A love scar hard to heal. As of March 2025, Josh Giddey has never publicly spoken about marriage or any confirmed serious relationships. Born October 10, 2002, in Melbourne, Australia, he grew up cradled by his parents, Warwick and Kim Giddey, both ex-pro basketball players. While family is a huge inspiration, Josh keeps his romantic life under wraps. No Instagram posts show him hand in hand with anyone, no status hints at someone special. For him, the ball and the court seem to be his greatest love, where he pours all his passion and emotion. Yet his personal life hasn't fully dodged turbulence. In November 2023, he was swept into a bombshell scandal over an alleged relationship with a minor. Though Newport Beach police found no evidence to charge him in January 2024 and the NBA closed its probe without penalty, the ordeal left a scar. In a rare May 2024 Marca interview, he called it the biggest challenge he'd faced, his voice cracking as he spoke of being mentally overlooked amid public scrutiny. Maybe those months made him retreat further, turning his private life into an untouchable fortress. Family is Josh's rock. His dad, Warwick, an NBL alum now coaching the Melbourne Tigers women's team, and his mom, Kim, a former WNBL star, beam with pride in rare Instagram posts. His sister Hannah plays college ball at Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. But Josh never lets deeper personal feelings slip about love or future family plans. He told Sportskeeda he likes keeping things private, and it's not just talk, it's how he lives in a world where every eye is on him. Unlike other young stars eager to share every romantic moment, Josh chooses silence, letting three-pointers and perfect passes speak for him. Maybe, somewhere in his heart, love is a dream yet to bloom, or something he holds tight out of reach. Playing ball with disabled athletes. Josh's impact is an inspiring tale. Joining the NBA in 2021 with the Thunder, he became the youngest to record a triple-double in league history, a feat that turned heads worldwide. With the Bulls in 2024, he kept soaring, nailing a 47-foot buzzer beater against the Lakers on March 27, 2025, reigniting fans' faith in a new era. He doesn't just play, he inspires kids in Melbourne, where he grew up, and across the U.S., to dream big like the boy rejected 3 times by his state team. Every time he steps on the court, you see a guy fighting not just for himself, but for anyone who's felt not good enough. In charity, Josh leaves a deep mark. In 2022, with the Thunder, he teamed up with Special Olympics Oklahoma, spending a full day coaching and playing with disabled athletes. He didn't just sign autographs. He knelt down, looked them in the eye, smiled, and passed the ball as if saying they deserve to shine too. In December 2023, he donated $10,000 to Australia's Beyond Blue, aiding youth mental health, a quiet but meaningful move from someone who's faced scandal and doubt. Recently, at a January 2025 Chicago community event, he gave 500 pairs of basketball shoes to underprivileged kids, each pair a message: keep walking, don't give up. Josh Giddey isn't just an athlete, he's a big heart. From concrete courts in Yarraville to NBA stardom, he knows the value of giving back. Each charitable act is a slam dunk against despair, lighting hope for those who need it most. He reminds us success isn't about holding tight, it's about sharing. Standing amid cheering crowds or smiling kids, you see a young man using his world to make ours better. Thirst to bring the Bulls back to glory. Right now, Josh is living the peak days of his career, a warrior rising from ashes to stand atop glory. Post-2025 All-Star break, he's erupted, averaging 23.1 points, 10.9 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game, per the Chicago Tribune. Those aren't just stats, they're living proof of his rebirth. Recall March 27th at United Center, with 0.8 seconds left, Josh took the ball at half court and sank a buzzer beater against the Lakers. The ball arced through the air, the net swished, and the crowd roared like a tidal wave. It wasn't just a win, it was a steel declaration that he'd overcome the 2023 scandal's shadow, the boos that once echoed from Boston to Golden State. He stood there on the gleaming hardwood, eyes blazing, sweat rolling down his forehead, as if shouting to the world, "I'm still here, stronger than ever." With a 52.5% three-point shooting clip since February, a mark even elite shooters envy, Josh turned a criticized weakness into a lethal weapon, making the Bulls and fans believe this isn't just a season, but the dawn of a new era. But Josh's 2025 story isn't just about numbers or highlight shots. His future is a bigger chess game. Money, ambition, legacy. His $27.2 million rookie deal signed at the start expires after this season, thrusting him into restricted free agency, where every team craves a point guard like him. ESPN's Brian Windhorst predicts the Bulls won't let him slip. They're ready to table a hefty $30 million a year deal to lock in their team's soul. But for Josh, it's not all about cash. He told The Athletic, hands clasped, voice low but firm, "I want to be this team's heart. I want to get Chicago to real playoffs, not play-in, not half measures." He's not just proving himself, he's erasing the gloom of 2 straight play-in flops, aiming to lead the Bulls past the days of merely dreaming of Michael Jordan's glory. At United Center, whispers call him a new icon. When he dribbles past half court, the crowd leaps up as if witnessing a fresh chapter being written. Alongside Kobe White, his explosive long-range partner, and young talents like Ayo Dosunmu or unformed rookies, Josh isn't just a player, he's a guiding flame. The 2023 scandal is now a faint scar, overshadowed by triple-double streaks and jaw-dropping assists. If the Bulls hit the playoffs this season, as he dreams, it won't just be a team win. It'll be Josh's triumph, the kid who rose from dark days to become a basketball city's soul. Lastly, we're not responsible for any interpretation or application of this video's content. Viewers should judge, verify info, and take it selectively. Thanks for joining me on Josh Giddey's emotional ride today, from Melbourne's tough days to the NBA's bright lights. You didn't just watch. You're the big push behind these stories. If Josh's rise stirs your heart, hit like to let me know. It's how you tell me I'm on track. Share this with your friends so they feel that unquenchable fire too. And if you haven't subscribed, tap that red button now. We've got more epic tales to explore together.